Page 19, Haitian Lullaby. Introducing new stuff. At the top, they talk about phrases. A phrase is that curved line again, like a slur or a tie, but this indicates a musical sentence. You know, we talk in sentences. Well, you can play music in sentences too. And the idea with the musical sentence is you're basically treating it as one group, one thing, and then between the sentences you take a breath, sort of. You know, this is just a moment of silence between them. All right? So we end the first sentence, the first phrase here is that first line. Now, when I go to play the A in the second line, I'm going to lift up the D, the last note of the first line, a little before, so I get just a speck of silence. It's what you'd do if you were talking, you'd have a breath. You get the idea, there's just a little bit of silence between the phrases, and that's really all this is. If you're struggling right now, skip it for now. You can come back, because you need to do the book more than once anyway. You can come back and catch it next time you do it. This piece introduces the pedal, the damper pedal. I have a camera on my foot so you can see when I'm pedaling. The indication for the pedal is that line, that thin line below the left-hand staff. The line starts, it goes down, that's where you push the pedal down, and then the line goes across, whichever way you're going, and then the line comes up when you lift the pedal up. Pushing it down and lifting it up, those lines are not always accurate exactly when it happens. So I'm going to explain what I would like you to do. At the beginning of this, you're going to start with the pedal, and you're going to play the B. What I would like you to do is to play the B, and immediately after you play the B, push the pedal down. And you're going to leave the pedal down until the end of the phrase. And then when you want that speck of silence, that's where you got to lift the pedal up so you get the silence. Then in the second line, you push the pedal down again right after you play the A. Right? So the pedal goes down right after you play the note. You lift it up when you want the silence between the phrases in this piece. And that's the way we're going to do this. The last two lines don't have pedal all the way. The last line doesn't have pedal at all. The fourth line down, the pedal is only on the last two measures. So that's the pedal in a nutshell. If you have questions about it, you can ask. Take a look at the last line. We have repeat signs at the beginning and the end, and the repeat sign at the beginning of that line is backwards. We call it a reverse repeat sign. This is where I have to adjust the definition for repeat sign. Repeat sign, I said before, was you go back to the beginning and play it again. Well, in this case, you go back to the reverse. If there is a reverse repeat sign, that catches it. It's like you're going back to the beginning, whichever, and the reverse sign stops it. You can't go any further. So what it means is you're going to play the last line twice. And the dynamics there, you got a 1 with an MF and a 2 with a PP. And that means the first time you play it, you're going to play it medium loud, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. You decide how loud medium loud is. The second time you play it, you're going to play it very soft. That's pianissimo. Very soft. Softer than soft, okay? Now you can have a 3P and a 4P, so it's not as soft as you can play it. It's just really soft. Then, look at the end of the last line. We have a DS. Alfine. You've already had a DC Alfine. DC means go back to the beginning. DS means go back to a sign. What's the sign? I'm glad you asked. In this piece, the sign is at the beginning of the third line. That little squiggly do thing. You got it? That's the sign. So we're going to go back to that, and then we're going to play the fine. And fine is at the end of the fourth line. So, the roadmap for this piece is you're going to play the first 4 lines, then you're going to go that last line and play it twice, then you're going to go back and you're going to play the third and fourth lines again and stop. One last little thing, they're introducing ledger lines. A ledger line is a little bitty line above or below the staff so you can play more notes. Because those 5 lines in a staff don't cover all the notes. We got lots of notes to play. A lot more than what's there, okay? So if you take a look at the last, actually it's the third measure, starts, there's more, but it's the first one happens at the third measure of the first line. In the left hand, that note is a D, the D right above middle C. Memorize it. Just know that's a D. You got to memorize these notes, all right? Just memorize. So let's play this thing and see what happens. Oh, by the way, on the fourth line, second measure, there is an R-I-T, the last time, and the retard means slow down. They're telling you the last time, that is after you do the DS and you go back to the sign and now you're finishing it, you slow down. For those last three measures, it's slow down. When I'm playing with a metronome, I don't do retards because the metronome don't slow down. I got to keep going. So when we're playing it together, we're going to ignore any retards. We're just going to play it. When you're playing it by yourself, make sure you slow down. Just like a clock unwinding, it's just blah. Now I would like to point out in the fourth line down, the last two measures, you're starting with a G in the right hand, and that is tied to the G in the next. So you're not going to play the G again, you're going to hold it down for the full 6 counts. But the left hand gets to play. So I'm playing the G, then for the last measure, I hold the G down and just play the left hand. That's right? It's the way that works. It's kind of fun, sort of. So, here we go. Let's try this out and see. So 3/4 time, I will give you 3 counts, and they say play it gently. Good luck with that. You have fun with that. We'll see. Foot's on the pedal. If you're going to use a pedal in a piece, I recommend you put it on at the beginning of the piece, and you leave the foot on the pedal until you finish the piece. Even though you may not use it throughout. Don't care. Don't be moving the foot around. The right hand is here. Left hand, when it comes in, here. 1, ready, go. One, two, three. Repeat. To the sign.